Ready, Rocco?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and another exciting game for us. I think, we've won 3 ACC games. It's all come down to the last play, so this was no different. We always like to make it interesting, I guess. We're sponsors of the ACC network, trying to help those guys out a little bit. But first of all, I just want to, thank our fans that came out today. We all, saw the storm kind of brewing. It was going to build up to this game, knowing that it was probably going to rain. And it ended up holding off for most of the day, till right there at the end when we really needed some rain. And but really thankful for our fans that showed up. They were loud, they were into it all the way to the end there, and I'm really thankful for that. And really proud of our guys. I'm just proud of our team, how they continue to fight and continue to play for each other and play together. Even when sometimes things don't go right. In the second quarter, we're backed up in the -10. I felt like the whole quarter. And never could get out of there. And, but nobody hung their heads. We came in, we're down 7 at halftime, and, had a good game plan of coming back out in the second half. And, I thought our defense played their best game they've played this year. The guys were flying all over the place. We knew we had to contain Perkins. He's an outstanding player. They did a good job with that for the most part, and created a turnover whenever they were driving to score. And so just a great job by our Coach Brown, our defensive staff, and then our players throughout the whole week of how they took that game plan and really gelled great together with that. And so, and it takes all 3 phases. Mason King's punt down to the 1 yard line, tremendous punt and cover by our guys. And then the offense there in the second half of really running out that clock and getting another touchdown that really sealed the game, going up 2 scores right there. So, again, just obviously pumped about the win. It's hard to win football games, and to have 3 wins in ACC is incredible.
Coach, in the first half, when you decided to go ahead and pull McHale and put in Evan Conley, kind of what was your thought process with that? Because you went back to McHale after the second quarter. What was kind of going through your mind? What the decision making? Just give an explanation on that.
Yeah, we've done it every game. So. This game was not any different. Probably a little unfair for Evan to get put in. We're backed up the whole second quarter. You really couldn't do anything offensively because you don't want to chance it too much when you're backed up like that. And so probably could put him at a disadvantage with it. And then Malik played well. You come back out in the second half. Malik's playing well, and you just leave him in there. So there's no agenda as far as who's playing. We're trying to play both of them because we think they both can help us win, and they have. And so, we'll play the guy who we think can help us win and move the football.
I know earlier in the week you had said that neither one of them had really done something that kind of separated themselves to make it to where one guy's gonna play. Has McHale done that at this point now that you think?
I don't know that it's a big separation. I think there's so many things that probably to the naked eye they don't see what's going on behind the scenes and how we practice and how we go out there and play, and then what play we got called, and did we execute it or not? Sometimes we don't execute them right, but sometimes they work. And so we want all our guys to play mistake free and to play well. But I thought he played great, Malik. The thing that was negative, we held the ball and got sacked a few times. And that's been plaguing us all year, just holding the ball back there. Once you get over about 3 seconds, you got to get rid of the football. And particularly on 2 drives when we're in field goal range, we get sacked on 3rd down. It knocks us out of field goal range, but 2 times. And so in tight ball games, you got to throw the ball away. And so we, again, learn from it and try to continue to grow.
You're down 14-7 at halftime. You outscored them 21-0 until they got that last touchdown and really dominated them on the ground. What adjustments did you guys make in the second half?
Yeah, we made some adjustments in the running game. Particularly in some formations. We're running some of our same plays, but the way they line up to certain formations was a little bit different. And we hit a few of those plays in the second half and got in a rhythm. If we get in a rhythm and keep them on their toes a little bit, then we feel like we're in a great spot. And Hawkins was running hard, and he hit a few of those up the middle plays because they were really running for our stretch plays, and then we were able to hit right up in the middle. And now it's one-on-one with the safety, and he does a good job making those guys miss. And Hawkins, another great game for him. Ran hard in the second half, but we knew we had to run the football. We knew they were a good defense. I think we're 11th ranked defense in the country coming in. And but as long as our defense is playing like that, we feel like we got a great chance, to continue to stay in the game plan. Now you don't have to alter your game plan because the defense is playing good.
Coach, if I remember right, it was after the BC game when you said every ACC game is going to be like this. What makes this team so capable of winning these games? Because the 3 wins you have this month have all been like that.
Yeah. Well, number one, I don't think we're good enough to go out and blow teams out. I think that's number one. I think, we have to fight and claw for everything we get. That's why every yard we get, we're not sliding, we're trying to get it. That's why we are offensively. And then defensively, you're trying to call the right, Coach Brown's trying to call the right defense for every scenario. We're trying to, you almost feel like you got to just, make the right call every single time in order to give our kids the best chance to win football games. And so, we're a scrappy bunch, and we're playing for each other. And sometimes you're going to win games like this. And believe me, I would much rather win by 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. That'd be awesome. We're trying. But the way the games go sometimes, and the flow of the game determines decisions that are made throughout the game. And so it's just the way it's been going for us. And we're playing some good teams. These guys have a great coaching staff over there. They've built that team, and that's a huge win for us. We got a lot of respect for that team right there. That team was picked to win their side of the ACC, and coming in this game, they still were, picked to win their side of the ACC. So, you take a look at Clemson, who's a little bit better than everybody else, and then you look at the rest of the ACC. It's chaos. It's anybody can win. It comes down to the team that has the best preparation throughout the week, and then whose guys show up on game day.
Defense continues to come up with some big plays for you guys. Chandler Jones, that huge interception there at the end of the first half. How big was that for you guys, just in terms of momentum?
That was huge. You think about last week when Clemson hit that touchdown. It was a 1 touchdown game going into the halftime, and they throw it up to the back of the end zone. Same scenario could have unfolded today, and Chandler with a huge pick. We're able to get the ball back, and we didn't really just get going to halftime. But that was a great momentum getter for us. And I always, right before halftime and right after the halftime are 2 huge momentum spots in games where if you can create positive plays for yourself, then you give yourself an opportunity to win. So yeah, that was a huge pick. I think the ball was a little bit high there, and great interception on his part.
Just building up the defense in the second, I think the fourth quarter, they were kind of driving down a score. I think I had it written as Kane pass, Boozy Whitlow, and Gigi Robinson, stuffed them 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
How big was that sequence in terms of, getting the ball back and stopping them from tying the game?
Yeah, that was huge. That was huge right there. And fourth quarter, we hadn't been playing great. Giving up a lot of points in the fourth quarter our last 2 weeks. 28 at Wake Forest and 21 at Clemson, and so today we gave up 7. Which is unfortunate. There, they hit 2 fourth down plays on that last drive. Incredible throw and catch on really the second one, but. We got to win the fourth quarters. If you win those fourth quarters, then you got an opportunity to win the game. We won it today. We were 14-7 in the fourth quarter. We won by 7. So fourth quarters are huge, and how we finish is huge. We talk about it all the time about how you're going to finish in life and in football. And so tonight, these guys, that's what they were talking about in the locker room at halftime. We got to go finish, and they were able to do that.
Coach, you just mentioned that having played in the fourth quarter. So especially when Javion running in that last touchdown, the coaches had a little bit of emotion, had the fist pump. As a coach, how rewarding is it though to watch the guy, you could say almost grow up before your eyes and win, because in that situation, it could have won either.
That was a huge drive. We needed that. You're up 7, the clock's running down. We got the ball back. I think it was 5.5 minutes or something like that. And you 4-minute offense comes into play. You want to melt the clock. Well, first play we took a shot. One-on-one with Dez outside, we get a PI call. So we get 15 yards, and then from that point forward, we're just trying to get that clock going and get yards. And I tell you what ends up happening. You get a play, and you get momentum, and the offensive line starts feeling it, and then the back starts feeling it, Hawkins. And next thing you know, you're taking off chunk plays, and you end up getting down there, and you're melting clock, but you're also getting first downs, and then we're able to score a touchdown. So you just feel good about it. That to me, that's how you win championships at the end of football. In fourth quarters, and you take a drive, and you go down and you run the football down. Guess what? They know you're going to run. They knew we were going to run it, and you're still able to do that on 11th ranked defense in the country. That's impressive by our offense, and I'm so proud of those guys up front, and our tight ends, our receivers, our running, all those guys just buying into what we're doing and offensively and enforcing their will. That's what it comes down to. And then you score, and you're going to celebrate. That's what you got to celebrate those moments when everything you're working for happens, and that's why we do this. That's why that's the fun. And we're going to celebrate those for sure.
I got 2 questions for you, Scott. The first one, in the first half, you guys decided to go. You've showed that you're willing to be aggressive on 4th downs throughout the year. 4th and 14, you decided to go through it.
Yep.
What's your thought process?
Yeah, we were on the plus. We took a sack, number one. We were in field goal range, and so now I think we're on the 36, 35, 36 maybe. It's going to be like a 50. I think that was going to be a 53-yard field goal. So, thinking about kicking it, trying it, but then, you know, I was like, well, you know, I don't know if we can do that. So let's just go for it. So we had our guys out there. We called the vertical route, and we're thinking we'll throw it up to Dez on the outside. The safety rolled over. You know, we ended up taking another sack. And, you know, obviously, on fourth down, you want to throw the football, at least give our guys an opportunity because you may get pass interference. And so it's kind of that no man's land. You're on the 35-yard line, and I mean, I wish it was 4th and 4 or 5. I felt a lot better when it's 4th and 13. It's a little hard to get that. But you know, I also felt good about our defense. You know, they were playing well. So you go for it, and, hey, put the ball down, defense. Let's go stop them.
Right, and other question for you, Coach. Back to the QB situation. Yeah. What does Malik have to do to become the guy to really create that separation? Like, what's he got to do?
Well, I mean, they're both playing. On our minds, they're both playing solid football. I mean, Evan was ACC quarterback of the week at Wake Forest. You know, that was a week or two ago. You know, so they both can play. I love both of them. They're both probably going to play here the next month. You know, you'll probably ask that question again. You know,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, at our quarterback position, we're going to play the guy that we think at that point in time is going to give us the best chance to win football games, first downs and touchdowns. That's the bottom line. I don't know what else to say.
JB, obviously with the Suns probably banged up a little bit. How confident? Obviously, you're pretty confident what he can do, but 28 carries for him, another 130-some yards. Yeah. Is that what you expected? He hasn't really been a workhorse.
No, he hasn't.
All year.
Well, we had a bye week next week, so we can give him a little bit more carries. He can rest this coming week. You know, I mean, we'd love to, in a perfect world, 20 carries and then Hassan get 15. That'd be a perfect world. I've said that before. And Hassan's still dinged up from last week. I was just happy he played tonight. I think he had 4 carries tonight. So usually, you know, if you take those 28 carries and knock off, you know, 8 of them, he's at 20, and now Hassan's going to be right there where we need to be. But but he's a workhorse. He loves it. You know, Hawkins loves it. Like that last drive, he was feeling it. You know, and that as a running back, sometimes they get in those grooves. You know, and then they just start feeling it. They start seeing it. And they start running like a horse, and he was tonight. I mean, I'm so proud of him. You know, he's a guy who never says a word, just comes to work every day, and he's strong. You know, he's not real big. He's 185, 190 pounds, but he runs like he's a 210-pound back, and it's hard to tackle.
You guys have always been the one game at a time.
Yep.
You obviously have the bye week, but the next win you guys get makes you bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I imagine you haven't talked about that yet.
No, we haven't.
Will that come up at all in the next 2 weeks?
No, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. We all know it, and we'll probably mention that this week. That hey, we all know it, so it's really not out there. But I'm also telling them that you don't focus on bowl eligibility. You focus on our next opponent. Who do we play? Miami. You focus on Miami, right? So next week, that's all our focus is Miami, and then obviously the next week before we play them. You know, you go try to go beat Miami. We don't try to go get bowl eligible, because if you focus on that, you're not going to get it. You know, any one of these teams can beat us that we play. You know, so we got to focus everything we have on Miami, and you hope at the end of the season that what you've done is good enough to warrant a nice bowl.
Can I sneak one in?
What about Creaky? What's his status?
Yeah, we don't know yet. We'll see them. We'll find out tomorrow. Yeah, go ahead.
Just having Lamar Jackson on the sidelines, what was that like?
It's awesome, man. I've only been around him a couple of times, but I love him. Such a great person. He doesn't. Here's the Heisman Trophy winner walking around here, and he's just like he's somebody else. Just any old person walking around, and such a great spirit. You love to have him around our guys, and he don't want anybody to see him. He wants to just be like one of the guys coming in here, and but he's such a competitor. I love him. I wish the best for him. I hope he's the MVP this year of NFL. He's working his way toward that too, so it's awesome.
Good.
Thank you.